Hey, if you have a growing handmade business and you're seeing success on Etsy, you may be wondering, is it time to expand beyond Etsy and onto your own website? But you may also be concerned and wondering, is it going to pay off? If you put all this time and effort into a website, is it going to be profitable? Let's figure out if you are better off staying on Etsy for right now, or if it is time to branch out and expand to your own website. If you branch out to your own website too early, you risk putting a lot of effort into this website and you won't be ready for it yet. You won't be able to drive the traffic, therefore it's not going to be profitable, and you may just get frustrated and give up. If you wait too long, you're going to be spending way more than necessary on Etsy fees. So there's kind of a sweet spot to determine when is a good time. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you an interactive calculator that you can use to find out if it is a good time and if you're ready and if your own website's going to be profitable. That's the Etsy fees versus website fees calculator. Hey, Rebecca here from BexMarie.com, and I teach handmade business owners and Etsy sellers how to build and launch their own e-commerce website. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I share tips and tutorials so that you can learn how to create your own website. Give this video a thumbs up if you find this topic interesting, and please click the subscribe so that you can be notified any other time I create a new video. So, which is better, an Etsy shop or your own website? In my experience, this is one of the most common questions that's asked. I see it in Facebook forums all the time. You're probably unsure if you have enough traffic to make sales on your website and if the expense and effort are going to pay off in the end. Today, we're going to figure out which sales platform, Etsy or your own website, is going to be more profitable at this current stage in your business. So which one do I recommend you start with? Which one is better, an Etsy shop or your own website? Now, even though I am a web designer, I don't believe that a website is necessarily a must-have right now for you in your business at your current stage of business. It's not the best option when you're just getting started. When you first start your handmade business, I highly recommend Etsy because there are a lot of benefits that Etsy provides and offers that you're not going to get with your own website. So I do recommend both, but not right off the bat. Eventually, I think it will be very beneficial to you to have an Etsy shop and your own website running in tandem. But I don't recommend this when you're first starting out. Why? There's a few reasons. Number one is it's going to be overwhelming and you've got time constraints. It's going to be more of a split between your attention trying to do the website and your Etsy shop at the same time. Also, like I mentioned, Etsy has advantages for new sellers. Etsy already has traffic. They're the biggest search engine and shopping platform for handmade products. So if you have a handmade product, it is going to be very, very good for you to be on Etsy because there are already people who are ready to make a purchase shopping around on Etsy, and you will be in front of all of those people in the search results. So you're going to have a lot more traffic when you just start out on your Etsy shop as compared to your own website. Another reason I recommend starting the Etsy shop first is because you really need to lay the groundwork for your business. At the beginning, your business is probably going to evolve. You may start out with this product and then learn that it's not doing so well and evolve that into a new product line. You get started on Etsy, test the waters, find out what's going to work, what products are going to sell, get your own unique style, figure out who your target customer is, nail down your business name, get things really rolling and validate your products that they're going to sell before worrying about your own website. Because if you do it all on your website at first and then as your business evolves, then you're going to have to keep changing things on your website. Maybe you change your logo colors or your branding. You're going to have to change that. And that's just going to involve doing work over again instead of just doing it right the first time. So I recommend getting your business basics down and getting really solid on your business, your product, your ideal customer, all of that before you really venture out into building your own website. Your website is a long-term strategy and it requires traffic. you're not going to sell anything on your website if there's nobody visiting your website, right? So it's going to take you time in your business to build up a customer base and an email list and social media followers. So I really recommend focusing on building those followers, fans, email subscribers, customers before you build your website, because you need to have a way to get people onto your website. So you need the people first, and then you can build the website, which will be somewhere for them to go. And of course, there are upfront costs with a website as opposed to Etsy. Etsy has a very low barrier to entry in terms of costs of getting started. Really, it's just the listing fees that you're paying upfront. Whereas with a website, you're going to have to pay for your domain, you'll pay for your hosting, and some platforms charge money, some are, you just pay for the hosting or whatever. But if you don't have the traffic and sales to support your website, you're going to feel like you're just throwing money away. It's just going to be an expense without the benefit. The whole purpose of a website is to have a positive ROI, return on your investment. You want it to actually make you more money than what you're putting into it. If your website's not profitable, you're probably going to want to throw in the towel. You're either going to stop updating the site and let it die a slow death, or you're just going to quit completely. And we really don't want you to do that. All that to say, yes, I really recommend you start your business on Etsy if you have a handmade product. It's affordable. Like I said, you're only paying the upfront listing fees. It's easy. It's easier to set up than a website. Because their framework is already there, you just have to fill in the blanks and you could have your shop up and running in, an hour or so. Traffic, they already have traffic going to the website, and you're going to show up in search results if you build really good high quality listings and you use key phrases that people are going to be searching for in your title and your description. It's a much smaller pool for search engine optimization than competing with the entire internet. You're just competing with the other sellers on Etsy. So yes, you do have some competition there, but it's not like you're competing with the entire internet. And Etsy is a great way to validate your products to make sure that it's going to sell. Give it a good, earnest effort and see where it takes you. How do you know when it is time for your own website? That's probably the main reason why you're here on this video. Here is the groundwork that I suggest having definitely solid, nailed down, ready before you start really venturing into building your own website. You should definitely have your business name nailed down, because that's going to dictate what domain name that you purchase, your businessname.com. If you start up a website and then you decide to change your business name, it's going to be a pain in the butt to change your domain name, to transfer your site over and switch it all up. So just make sure that you're really firm on your business name before you start a website. You also want to have identified your ideal customer. Who is the type of person who's going to love your products? More than anybody else, they're going to really connect with your brand and your products. They should have similar values to you or be interested in certain things that, you're going for a specific type of person. When you can niche down like that, it definitely helps steer all of your marketing, your design, your product development in the future. So it really helps to have, envision the type of person who's going to really love your products and, rave about them. You also want to have your unique selling proposition. And if you don't know what that is, it's where you have some kind of unique qualities to either your brand or your products that make them stand out or make them different from the others in your industry. It doesn't mean necessarily that your products are better or worse than others. It's just they're different. There's something unique about them that they can only get from you or only get from a very small pool of sellers. By having a unique selling proposition, it really decreases your competition because there aren't that many people out there who have products with the same qualities as yours. Now, of course, handmade, everything is unique, but you do want to have something that you can really push in your marketing as being the thing that makes you different. The reason why people are going to go to your shop over somebody else's. You want to have your visual branding. That's your logo, your colors, your probably having your typefaces, your overall style. You want that pretty much nailed down because you're going to want to build your website around that visual style guide. And you want to have validated products. Your products are already selling. You know that they're good quality products. You know that people like them. You know that they are in demand, and you know that they are going to sell, that you have the ability to sell them. Because if you have a product that nobody wants, or the pricing is not right for the product, the value's not there, if there's something wrong with your product, like if you can't sell it on Etsy, you're probably also going to struggle selling it on your own website. So I would make sure that you have a good track record for converting visitors into customers on Etsy first, or in a marketplace. Like, let's say you sell at vendor events such as craft fairs, festivals, or farmers markets. As long as you know that people like your products and are willing to purchase them, and you can do that at a pretty good rate, as in like if 100 people come to your booth and 5 or 10 or 20 people buy, then you know that you have a product that's going to sell. Before you build your website, you also want to make sure that you have a steady revenue stream and room in your budget for a website. Like I said, a website's not going to be free. There's going to be some upfront expenses and ongoing expenses in order to continue hosting and maintaining your website. Stay tuned for a future video where I go over all the costs involved with having a website. But just make sure that you have a little bit of extra wiggle room in your budget to support your website so that you don't feel like it's draining your business, because the whole point is for it to fuel your business. And the last thing that I recommend before you start your own website is that you have a plan to drive your traffic. Think about where you are going to get your website traffic from. Are you going to put something in your shipments whenever you ship out an order from Etsy? Are you going to go to events and have a sign-up sheet so that people can join your mailing list, and then you're going to email them later with links to your website? Or you're going to have business cards with your website on it? Or you're going to do Facebook advertising or Google ads? Do you have a good social media following or an email list? Think about where are the people going to come from. Because right off the bat, when you build your website, people are not just going to find it. People don't just stumble upon websites randomly. Usually they're coming from social media or a search engine, or they saw a YouTube video and they clicked the link. There are certain ways to drive traffic to your website, like advertising and marketing, but you need to at least have some ideas of how you're going to get the word out there about your website. After your Etsy shop is going for a little while, what you can do is check your statistics inside of your Etsy shop and see how much traffic you are driving to your own Etsy shop. When you see that you're actually driving a good amount of traffic to your shop, then that's a pretty good indication that you could drive that traffic to your own website if you wanted to, if you started really pushing your website and not your Etsy shop. And one thing that you can do in the interim, a little tip, is you could still get your own website domain that says yourbrand.com. Once you know and you are really nailed down on your business name, go ahead and snag a domain name for your business. And you can point that business address, that URL, yourbusiness.com, point that to your Etsy shop and start promoting that domain name always, right off the bat. And that way you're going to be building up brand recognition. You're always sending people to that domain. And when you're ready to build and launch your website, you can just point your domain to your website instead of Etsy. So yes, there are all those different measurements and milestones that I've recommended, but also you just really want to do a gut check. Do you feel like you're ready for a new website? Do you feel the growing pains from Etsy? If you feel like your business has a solid foundation and you have a successful Etsy shop and the Etsy fees are really starting to add up and you're getting pretty frustrated by seeing all those Etsy fees, then that could be also a good indication that you're ready. If you've got like $1,000 a month in Etsy sales, then you could probably switch over to your own website and just really focus on driving your traffic to your website instead of your Etsy. Which, if you do what I mentioned before and have the domain set up, people who know your domain and have gotten to your Etsy shop in the past from your domain name will just continue typing your domain name and end up on your new website instead. It will be a really seamless transition if you do it that way. But all that, if you're still unsure and you are the type of person like me who's a bit of a number cruncher, you might really want to check out my calculator. I created an Etsy fees versus website fees calculator, which is a Google spreadsheet, and you can put in certain statistics from your Etsy shop. You go in and you fill in the blanks, and it will go ahead and calculate if you were to make all of those sales that you drove to your Etsy shop, instead you made those sales on your own website, what would it have cost you? And then you can compare and see if that's going to be a good positive return on your investment to go ahead and launch your own website. If you want to grab this calculator, go ahead and check it out at bexmarie.com/calculator, and you can download that and play around with it and see what you think. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you going to stay with Etsy for right now, or do you think it's time, and are you planning to build your own website? I'd love to connect with you and talk about it in the comments and help you in any way possible. And if you have any requests for future videos, put those in the comments below. I love hearing what you guys think and what you guys need help with, and I'm really on a roll lately with planning out YouTube videos, so please just put it in the comments and I'll see what I can do about making a video on the topic that you need. And stay tuned for the next video, because I'm going to be sharing with you which website platform I think is going to be the best for your business. If after this video you're thinking, yes, it's time to build a website, then probably your next question is, okay, which website builder should I use to build it? Should you build a Shopify site, Wix, WordPress? There's so many options. And I want to help you make sure that you choose the right platform for your business.